let's move on smoothly into this NBA play-in tournament. How you guys been enjoying that? You know what I mean? It's been cool seeing the play-in tournament the last couple of years. It's interesting to me, actually. It gives the 9 and 10 teams a chance to actually make the playoffs, and it gives the 7 and 8 teams a second chance to actually battle it out for a seed as well because they've been doing so good all year, and they're not the 8 or 9 seed or the 9 or 10 seed. If the 9 or 10 team got two chances, just like the 7 and 8 seed, that wouldn't really be fair. But I think it's fair this way. I think it's an intriguing way to stop tanking, even though teams are going to tank anyways to try to get the best players in the NBA. I like how the lottery is kind of spread a little bit more even for like the lower seeds now, so it's a little more random. But the play-in tournament has been interesting. On the West, of course, is where I'm paying the most attention because that's, of course, who we're going to see who the Nuggets play. You know what I'm saying? I have to wear my Jamal Murray jersey today. You know what I'm saying? Representing the Nuggets number one seed, lock that up. First time in franchise history. I ain't gonna talk too much about it though. But when we get to the predictions, we'll probably talk about it, but not right now. Um, yeah, it's been interesting, man, seeing these bottom seeds play a little more closely because we see them battling it out all season, especially in the West, to actually get in the standings to make the play-in tournament. And then actually when you see these teams actually playing, fighting for their playoff lives and seeing them more on I've seen them on TV before, but the way they play in the play-in tournament, like they really need to win, is a little bit better than seeing these teams play on TV towards the end of the season where a lot of players are resting and stuff. So it's taking it to another level. And it's giving teams like the Thunder and the Pelicans and the Minnesota Timberwolves chances to be on TV and show their ass to show themselves to be able to make some noise potentially in the playoffs. The Timberwolves secured themselves. Oh, actually, they're playing on Friday against the Thunder, who beat the Pelicans last night for the 9 and 10 seeds. 9 and 10 seed, whoever loses that game is eliminated. So the Thunder survived, so they went and played. They're going to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves and the Lakers played for the 7 and 8 seed or the 7 seed. I think last week sometime or on Monday. I don't know, sometime this week, and the Lakers were able to beat them. So they got the 7 seed. So the Minnesota Timberwolves got another chance to play the winner of the 9 and 10 seed to see who gets the 8 seed ultimately. So it's a cool little tournament. Everybody's really happy that the Lakers won on that side, so they can play the Grizzlies. Man, these matchups are gonna be really interesting. It's really interesting to hear from all these fan bases and the media to kind of think who's going to win these tournament or these matchups, especially watching these teams all year. It's like nothing really is going to change for these teams once the playoffs start. So why are they so much more confident when the playoffs come that these teams are just going to walk through everything? But on the East side in the play-in tournament, we had what was it? The Miami Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks for the 7 seed. The Hawks were able to win that game to secure that 7 seed. And the Miami Heat have to play the winner of the last night's game, which was Toronto and the Bulls. And the Bulls were able to win that game. So it's going to be Miami versus the Bulls for the 8 seed tonight. If you're listening to this Friday morning, it's tonight. If you're listening to this Friday night, you probably saw the game already. But yeah, the Heat are going to play the Bulls for the 8 seed. And on the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to play the Oklahoma City Thunder for the 8 seed. So it's going to be interesting to see. Me personally, with the number one seed in the West, I don't even know who I'd rather see, either Minnesota or OKC. I don't know. I think Timberwolves are in shambles right now. We saw Rudy Gobert punch his teammate. So I don't know if they're ready for the playoffs or ready for anything. Their best defender punched the wall and broke his hand. So he's not going to be able to play for the start of the playoffs either. So you pretty much have Karl Anthony Towns out there trying to do everything by himself, and Anthony Edwards shot spin off. So I wouldn't mind playing them, but at the same time, you got OKC, who's a bunch of young players who they're really streaky and really, really good, but for a young team, but it's like, can they go on a 7 game series with the Nuggets number one seed all season? You got Jokic, you really wouldn't have nobody to guard him in the post or really scoring in the post because Jokic is bigger than everybody they got. We saw OKC getting out rebounded by the Pelicans by crazy numbers with Valanciunas, and Jokic will eat Valanciunas from rebounds and shit like that. So I don't know. I think we'll be a better matchup against the Thunder. I just know Gillis Alexander and Josh Giddey can get hot, and Jalen Williams too. Jay Will from Santa Clara, they get off too. So it's like they get young. They're young guys that can get hot real quick. But I think our team has some veterans that can calm those young boys down, and we can take care of business at home. And I think OKC will be the better choice because we wouldn't have to worry about Karl Anthony Towns and the Jokic matchup and Anthony Edwards can get hot too. And then I don't know. I just kind of rather play OKC, but that's just me. But let's talk about some of the matchups that are actually already solidified and actually are going to happen. We got in the West again. I'm going to start with the 2 seed Grizzlies versus the Lakers. This game is going to be really good. We have the old hotness versus the new hotness. You got LeBron in the Lakers versus John Morant in the Grizzlies. Man, the Grizzlies have been making noise all season. Have been one of the nemesis of the Nuggets all season, trying to catch us at the number 1 seed, and they don't lose, man. Even when John Morant was out, the team was able to win. Even if they sat their best players sometimes, and they're still able to win. So that's pretty epic to me. So I think that they're actually going to be able to handle business against the Lakers. Against popular belief, everybody in the media, everybody that's a Lakers fan seems to think that the Grizzlies are going to get walked through by the Lakers. LeBron and AD are just going to turn it on. And all these role players are actually just going to be able to play better in the playoffs and just think they're going to be able to walk through the Grizzlies. I don't think it's going to happen because I've watched the Grizzlies really closely personally, and I felt like there's a whole bunch of teams out there that can beat the Grizzlies, but nobody beat them. It's like, damn, just for one night, can y'all just lose to one of these good teams? But they're like some crazy, like 39-6 at home. So they're gonna be playing the Lakers, who barely beat the Minnesota Timberwolves to get the 7 seed, and who struggled all year to beat bad teams. So I don't know. And there's been a lot of games that have been before the actual playoffs. So you're gonna have to have a 7-game series, hoping LeBron and AD stay healthy. And if they go out, it's like you're gonna be hoping that Austin Reeves and Michael Beasley and Troy Brown turn it on to win yourself a series. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. If we're making predictions now, I got the Grizzlies in that one. We have the Kings versus Warriors. Kings the 3 seed, the Warriors the 6 seed. So this is another one where I think it's kind of crazy how the Warriors fans are so confident that they can just turn it on in the playoffs and beat this team who's been great all year in all aspects and battled for the 2 seed. Almost was able to take the 1 seed as well. We're only like 3 or 4 games back. Um, Sabonis has been crazy. De'Aaron Fox has been crazy. Herder's been crazy. Keegan Murray, rookie from Iowa, has been crazy. Malik Monk has been crazy. They have a squad full of young hitters that have been playing great. Harrison Barnes, who maybe wants to get his revenge against the Warriors. First time 2 NorCal basketball teams have played each other in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So it's going to be crazy. Um, the Warriors have been playing really well away at all this season. So for them to have to play 2 games right off the bat in Sacramento against a hot team that I feel like can beat most teams, it's just kind of crazy for, I don't know, people to think that the Warriors are going to walk through the Kings. I don't think that's going to happen. If anything, the series goes 7, and I think, it's going to be easy 2-0 for, not I don't say easy, but I think the Kings will go 2-0. So if they still won in Oracle at Chase Center, I don't know if they'll do that, but I think it's going to be a series for the Warriors. If anything, it's not going to be a walkthrough just because the team is young and inexperienced. You know what I mean? They have the soon-to-be coach of the year in Mike Brown. And I think it's gonna go well for them until they get against a more experienced matchup that has, a little bit more going for them, higher seeded team. I'm not saying the Warriors can't get hot and beat them for real, because they can. They'll pull with the players they got, and we'll see what Wiggins does coming right back from being gone for a long time. But I don't know, man. The Kings are pretty good. I don't know if the Warriors can be able to walk through them. You know what I mean? One second. Ooh, that was some good water. Splashed it in my eye too. Next, we got the Suns versus the Clippers. Yeah, Suns the 4 seed, Clippers the 5 seed. KD and them, I think they're like 8-0 since KD and Chris Paul and Devin Booker have been playing together. So everybody's all hyped up about this Suns team. They're good offensively, I guess, but defensively, and DeAndre Ayton too. I'm not gonna forget him. I'm not gonna be like that. They look good offensively, but defensively, I don't think they really got it all together. The last couple of games I watched against the Nuggets without our starters, we almost beat them. You know what I mean? With our third string, second string players. So it's like I see that they're great with Kevin Durant. He can just fit in and score whenever. Devin Booker's a bucket as well. And if you have Chris Paul assisting and giving any kind of points with DeAndre Ayton too, they can win any series. And people think just with the addition of KD that they're going to win the championship is kind of crazy to me as well. I don't think they're going to lose to the Clippers just being as they don't really have Paul George. And for them to rely solely on Kawhi Leonard is going to be kind of tough. I know they have Norman Powell. They have some other good pieces. Zubac is nothing to snore at. Is that the saying? Nothing to snooze at. You know what I'm saying? Sneeze? Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, he can defend, he can rebound. I don't really know who they got. Batum. They have some other players on the because people are saying they're really really deep over there. Um, and they got Tyronn Lue as the coach. So, you know what I'm saying? They just have high hopes for the Lake or the Clippers right now. I'm hoping they give the Suns a series and actually they can beat the Suns so that the Nuggets can play. If they get past the first round, I ain't looking past the first round yet. But if we get past the first round, I'd rather play the Clippers than the Suns. I'm just saying. I mean, it would be a better series to watch on TV if we played the Suns, but I'd rather play the Clippers for our team's sake. Just for the history against them and how we've been playing them for the last couple of years, I think that'll be good for us. Selfish, right? But whatever. For what we know for the Eastern Conference, we got the Bucks versus the. Oh well, we don't know that one yet. Let me go down to the Celtics at the number 2 seed versus the Hawks. Yeah, the Celtics are probably gonna walk through these guys. The Hawks may get one game off the Celtics, but the Celtics I think are on a mission to not only prove that they're the best team in the East, but to redeem themselves from the last year's loss to the Warriors in the championship. So I think, yeah, the Celtics are going to easily walk through the Hawks. We have number 3, the Sixers versus the number 6 Nets. Even though the Nets have been playing hard all season, I don't think they're going to have an answer for Joel Embiid. Claxton will get in foul trouble really fast. James Harden probably be playing like James Harden in the playoffs, even though he has faded in the playoffs a lot. I think this is the year he proves that he's actually going to be able to do something. He's assisting at a high rate right now, getting to the free throw line. And I think if he just puts his points in there and puts it all together, he'll have a great playoffs. Some of the players on the team as well, Tyrese Maxey. Who else we got? Young J. Cole, what's his name? His name is Tobias Harris. Um, yeah, so they have a good little team over there. So against the Nets, I mean, they're all young guys, but I mean, if they can put it together, they got Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith is a good defender, but we'll see what they can do because I know they call a lot of fouls for Joel Embiid. So a lot of those guys that actually play defensive roles that are trying to guard Embiid will probably get in foul trouble pretty early. And especially if he wins MVP, he's going to be on this mission to he's going to get those fouls. And then we got the Cavs versus the Knicks. It's gonna be a good series, but I think the Cavs are actually putting the team is put together, and I think if they're all healthy, yeah, it's gonna be a tough team to beat. You know, that's a sleeper out there in the Eastern Conference. You know what I'm saying? Versus the Knicks right now, they're pretty banged up. Randall's not playing because of a twisted ankle, and twisted ankles. If you have a sprained ankle, it doesn't heal that fast, and if you're not 100%, you probably not gonna go out there. But I hope he's ready for the playoffs. You know, because the Knicks have been doing great with him and Jalen Brunson all year. Um, young what's other brother's name? Other brother's name. Barrett. What's his first name? Damn, whatever. Barrett and a couple of other guys I like on the team. Not Mitchell Robinson because he's been losing me a lot of bets. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how you be going out there and playing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the coach don't like you or what. They be pulling you at the wrong times and you be stopping playing hard when I need you to play hard. I don't like that. But I think the Cavs will win that series. That team is just stacked right now with Evan Mobley and young Jared Allen down there in the post. You know what I'm saying? Allen do all the rebounding and Mobley is like a young Chris Bosh. You know, he can shoot from the mid range, actually can get rebounds and dunk it on people itself, has good defense. And of course you have Donovan Mitchell and young Darius Garland out there just making plays. Garland can get to the bucket, pass. Mitchell can just score at will and just, you know, get a bucket anytime he wants to. So he can score 43 at will. I think he scored a whole, like at least 5 40-point games. He had a 71-point game as well this season, I think. So this fool's been going off. So we're going to see a lot of him in the playoffs as well. Again, these number 1 seed, the Bucks, are going to either play the Heat or the Bulls. If I was to predict who's going to win out of the Heat and the Bulls, seeing how the Heat played against the Hawks, I think the Bulls can actually beat the Heat and to see a Bulls and Bucks first round, though I think Milwaukee will walk through the Bulls in that first round. Again, I talk a little bit about the Thunder and the Timberwolves and who I'd rather play against those two. So I'm kind of going for the Thunder to win the game, but actually don't really care who wins because I think we'll have a game plan against either one. Though one has Cat, everybody else around him isn't really that good. And we don't want those young, I don't know. I don't know who we want to play yet, but whoever it is, I think we will still beat them. But I'll go round for round with y'all with the playoff start. I'm not gonna make a whole playoff prediction now, but I though with those matchups, you know, that's what I'm predicting. So round one for the Nuggets or the Thunder or Timberwolves. I think the Nuggets are going to win regardless. Grizzlies and Lakers. I'm picking the Grizzlies over the Lakers. Kings and Warriors. I'm picking the Kings over the Warriors. And then Suns versus the Clippers. I'm picking the Suns over the Clippers. Though I want the Clippers to win. In the East, I got the Bucks over the Bulls, and then I have Celtics over the Hawks, Sixers over the Nets, and the Cavs over the Knicks. So, man, those are my picks, man. Those are my predictions for the first round. I'll get back at y'all for the other rounds and stuff, and we'll make some predictions. We'll keep that going like that. We'll get some guests on here too, because I have a lot of Lakers fan friends. I have some Warriors fan friends, and we all can get on here and talk about the playoffs and how we talk, liking the playoffs so far. And it'll be some good vibes. But let's move on from
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah.